Hi friends, welcome to our channel. Today we will discuss the concept of Kerberos. Here Kerberos is an authentication protocol. Kerberos is an authentication protocol. You already know what is authentication. Authentication means, for example, if you are providing a two-way communication between some sender and receiver. Sender sends some message to the receiver. Receiver has to receive some messages from the sender. But here authentication means the sender identity is verified by the receiver and the receiver identity will be verified by the sender. That means sender sends the items to the correct receiver. At the same time, receiver receives the items from the correct sender. That is authentication. This Kerberos is an authentication protocol. Generally, these Kerberos are used in client-server communication. Kerberos are used in mainly client-server communication. That means client sends some request to the server. Server accepts the request and sends some response to the client. But if we are using Kerberos concept, before starting of the communication between client and server, before start of the communication between client and server, we have to prove the authentication. We have to prove the authentication. Okay, this is our concept. So our concept is to provide communication between client and server by using Kerberos. By using Kerberos. Okay. In Kerberos flow, that is we are implementing this approach. We have some set of elements. The key elements are client. That is the user who wants a request from the server. Client must and should be present. At the same time, server. That is the server who provides some response to the client. And one more important one is key distribution center. Every Kerberos contains key distribution center. This key distribution center is logically divided into three parts. One is authentication server. Second one is ticket granting server. Third one is database. Okay, these are the three different elements that are present in key distribution center. In simple terms, what is the meaning of authentication server? Authentication server is used to give permission for accessing ticket granting server. By using authentication server produces some ticket, and by using the ticket we are accessing ticket granting server, and this ticket granting server also produces some ticket. By using the ticket we are accessing the original server. In this process, for accessing whether the client exists or not, we are using database. So no problem here, these two are clearly described in the diagram. These are different key elements, and in this process we are using different secret keys. Suppose one key is client secret key. Client secret key means the key is used by the client only. Client key means the key is used by client only. That is, the encryption or decryption is performed by the client. At the same time, we have two more keys. Suppose one is ticket granting key. That is, one of the keys generated by this one, and one more key is server key. Server also generates one of the key. No problem. We will discuss each and every element in the diagram clearly. Okay, remove this one by erasing this one. Step by step we will discuss the procedure. First we have a client. And a server. Suppose client, a server, and authentication server. Suppose AS means authentication server, TGS, ticket granting server. Suppose I am using short notations, ticket granting server, and we have a database. This entire part is called key distribution center. This entire part is called key distribution center, also called as a Kerberos. So this is the Kerberos flow. Now what happens? First, in simple procedure, first step, client sends some request to the server. Client sends some request to the authentication server. Now the authentication server access the database. Authentication server access the database, check whether the particular client is available or not. If the client is available, the client details is also available. Now, if the details are available, the authentication server, suppose the first client request, the authentication server generates some session key, comma, ticket of TGS. Authentication server generates some session key and ticket TGS. We will discuss later each and everything. Now in the third step, the client receives the ticket TGS. That means we are getting a permission for accessing this server. Whenever we are got a ticket, by using this ticket we are accessing the server. Now by using this ticket TGS, that is the ticket of the ticket granting server. So ticket granting server accepts this request and it produces what produces? The ticket of server along with some session key. Now by using this ticket, that is the ticket of V. Suppose V is the server, ticket of V, I am accessing the server. Finally, server produces some response. This is the general procedure. Here what happens in each message we will explain later. The general procedure is, first client requests the authentication server. Authentication server checks in the database. If the client details are available, then authentication server produces a permission ticket, that is a ticket for accessing TGS. So this one. Now by using this ticket, the client requests the TGS. Now the TGS sends the ticket for accessing the server. Now by using the ticket of the server, client sends the request to the server. Finally, if the all are accepted, the response is generated to the client. This is the original procedure. But in each and every step, what happens? Clearly. Suppose first step 1, client sends some request to the authentication server. Client sends some request to the authentication server. What client sends? Client sends ID of the client. C represents ID. ID of the client along with some timestamp. Whenever the information is received by the authentication server performs some operation and sends some information to the client. What that says? Authentication server checks the client in the database. If the client is available, he returns the password of the client because the entire information is present in the database. If the client is available, the password for the client is retrieved, and by using this password, a session key is generated. And along with the session key, it also gives a ticket for accessing TGS. Now, What authentication server sends to the client? Sends to the client is a session key. Suppose K of C. So session key, and remember this is session key. This is session key is produced. This is session key is decrypted by client only, because the client only knows the password. Here this database knows the password and the client only knows the password. So that means this is session key and ticket TGS, these are generated. All these are encrypted. All these are encrypted by using the session key. By using the session key. That means only client can decrypt the message. Now what are present in ticket TGS? Now that is our aim. Okay. The authentication server sends to the client that authentication server sends the session key and the ticket TGS. The session key and the ticket TGS. Okay. The ticket TGS contains ID of the client, ID of the client, network address of the client, lifetime, timestamp, ID of the client, network address of the client, lifetime, timestamp, and also the keys that are shared between KC comma tags. That means the keys are shared between clients and this server. The entire message, this is also encrypted. This message is also encrypted by using, okay, that is the key of TGS. That means only the ticket granting server can decrypt the message. Now it is clear. So second step is the authentication server sends some session key, comma, ticket granting server, and the entire message is encrypted. The entire message, that is the session key. For example, in theoretical terms, some session key. The session key ticket granting server, the entire one is encrypted by using the key of the client. This message is received by the client. In the third step, whenever client receives this message, client decrypts the message by using his key, because only client knows the key. Client decrypts the message by using his client key. Whenever it decrypts the message, what we are getting? Whenever it decrypts the message, we are getting a session key and a ticket TGS. Okay, I am sending two elements. After decrypting at the client side, I am getting two elements. One is a session key, another one is ticket TGS. Now the client sends some information to the TGS. What the information? I have two elements. One element is session key, another one is a ticket TGS. Along with the client sends the session key, ticket TGS. Along with the client creates some authenticator. The client creates some authenticator. This entire part is sent to the ticket granting server. What authentication contains? The authenticator contains ID of the client, network address of the client, lifetime, timestamp. The entire information is present in the authenticator. Now this entire information is sent to the TGS. Okay, in the fourth step. That means this information is received by the TGS. That is ticket granting server. What TGS do? TGS decrypts this one. TGS decrypts this one. Why? Because this ticket granting server is encrypted by only the key, that is shared by only this server. The key is known by only this ticket granting server. So only the ticket granting server decrypts the ticket. Only the ticket granting server decrypts the ticket. Whenever it decrypts the ticket, and remember, by using decrypts the ticket, the decrypted it gets ID of the client. Because see this one, The ticket granting server contains ID of the client, network address, lifetime, timestamp. After decrypting, the ticket granting server contains all those informations. Now authenticator also contains the same information. If both the informations are same, okay, the point is very clear. If the ticket granting server contains this information, at the client side I am creating an authenticator by using this information. I am sending the entire information to TTGS. TGS decrypts this message. It produces this information. If the information present in ticket TGS is the same as the information present in authenticator, means the client is a valid person. Means the client is a valid person. Now TGS to client. What happens? Whenever the client is an authenticated person, the TGS sends again some session key. The TGS sends some session key along with ticket of the server. Session key along with ticket of the server. Ticket of the server. Now this entire ticket, that means what it contains? This entire message is encrypted. This entire message is encrypted and the key is shared between only client and server. This entire message is encrypted and it is shared between only client and server. So I am sending the entire information to the client. Suppose if this is the session key 1, this is assumed as session key 2. What ticket of V contains? Ticket of V contains, that is the ID of the server. Ticket of V contains the ID of the client, the ID of the server. Suppose the ID of the client, ID of the server, some timestamp along with some session keys. Suppose the session keys that is shared between client and server. The entire information is encrypted. The entire information is encrypted by using key of the server. By using key of the server. Now, client receives this message. Client receives this message. Whenever client receives the message, he decrypts the message because the entire thing is encrypted by using the client key. The client decrypts the message. Again it has generates what it extracts, the session key and ticket key. So now client to server. In client to server, what we are getting? I am getting the session key comma ticket V. Now the ticket V is decrypted only by the server. Now it sends some session key along with the ticket V along with again it creates some authenticator similar to this procedure. Now the server receives this ticket V, authenticator and the session key, decrypts the ticket and it gets some details. Every ticket contains some details, that is the ID of the client, network address of the client, lifetime, timestamp. All these information, authenticator also contains the same information. If both the informations are matched, the client is the valid client. Finally, server sends some response to the client. Server, suppose we are using V. Server sends some response to the client. The response is represented in the form of timestamp +1. And the entire message is encrypted, that is shared by this one. This is the concept of Kerberos. Once again I will explain. See this one. First, client sends some request to the server. So client sends request to the authentication server. Generally the request contains ID of the client along with some timestamp. Whenever authentication server receives the request, here not any passwords are set just only ID. The authentication server receives the ID of the client and the ID of the client is checked in the database. If the ID is present, that means automatically the client exists. The password of the client is retrieved. The password of the client is retrieved and the authentication server produces some session key. Authentication server produces some session key and a ticket for accessing ticket granting server is sent. Directly it is not sent. These two elements are sent by the authentication server. This entire information is encrypted by using key of the client. By using key of the client. That is, key of the client means own, because how they know? Authentication server get the password. Client also knows the password. That means only client can decrypt the message. What ticket of TGS contains? The ticket of TGS means simply a permission letter for accessing TGS server. A permission for accessing TGS. This ticket contains ID of the client, that is which client request for the authentication, from which address we are requesting the authentication, what is the lifetime of the client, what is the lifetime timestamp of the client, what are the session keys. The entire information is present in the ticket TGS. Now this ticket TGS is decrypted by only this server. That is, the client cannot do any modifications on the ticket. So this ticket TGS is encrypted by key of the TGS. Okay, this is encrypted by key of the TGS. Now this entire information is received to the client. Whenever this information is received by the client decrypts, because he knows this key. Client decrypts. Whenever he decrypts, he gets two messages. One is a session key, two elements. One is a session key, another one is ticket TGS. We cannot do anything by using session TGS. Now by using session key, client creates some authenticator. By using the session key, client creates some authenticator. What authenticator contains? Authenticator contains some ID of the client, network address of the client, lifetime of the client, timestamp, and keys that is accessible between client and TGS. The entire information, similar to the same information is created by the client. Remember, the same information is created again and the name is authenticator. Now the client sends the entire information, that is the session key, whatever the element we are getting, the ticket TGS and the authenticator. Now this entire information is at TGS. Entire information is at TGS. Now TGS what to do? TGS retrieves this one. This is encrypted by using key of this one. So obviously this is decrypted. Whenever we are decrypted this one, we are getting this information. We are decrypted one, we are getting this information. The authenticator also contains the same information. So these two are sent in a normal way. One is directly the ID of the client, some network address of the client. Another one is in encrypted format. That is only the TGS can decrypt. Now this TGS compares the information present in authenticator and ticket TGS. If both are same, that is the ID of the client, all the parameters are same. That means the TGS thinks that he is a valid client. He is a valid client. Now what TGS do? Obviously TGS generates a ticket for accessing the server. Similar, the same procedure, ticket for accessing the server. Along with TGS also provides some session key. The first, these two procedures are again repeated. That is, the step 2 and step 3 are again repeated. So TGS generates a session key along with the ticket for accessing the server. Now this is encrypted by using key of the server. See this one. This is encrypted by using key of the TGS. So this is encrypted by using key of the server. It also contains the same information. Now the entire information is encrypted by using key, by using client key. That is, only client decrypts the message. See this one. The same diagram, the same step. Whenever the message is received by the client decrypts the message, he gets two elements. One is session key, another one is ticket. Along with it creates authenticator. See this one. The client creates some authenticator. The authenticator contains again the same information. Now these three elements are sent to the server. Server decrypts the message, suppose received by the server. Whenever received by the server, server decrypts this ticket. The information present in is compared with authenticator. If both are same, server sends some response. Observe step 2, 3. 2 and 3 is for TGS. 3 and 4 is 4 and 5 is for server. 2, 3, 4, 5 are both are same. Only difference is instead of TGS we are using server. And finally, the server sends some timestamp +1 to the client. That means for providing communication. And this encrypted by using the key that is shared between client and server only. That is the only client and server can access this information. This is the workflow of Kerberos. Workflow of Kerberos. Suppose in this concept we have one more point. Up to now we are discussing the client and server are present in the same network. The client and server are present in the same network. Suppose if the client and server belongs to different networks. Okay, the client and server are in different networks. I will simply show the diagram. Entire concept is same. Suppose client, authentication server, ticket granting server, database and server. Suppose this is on network 1, client, authentication server, ticket granting server, database, this is another network. For example, my aim is to provide a request to the server. This is network 1, this is network 2. Generally, we are accessing the server from this network. So, this is also called as real time. First, the procedure is same. Client sends some request to the authentication server. Client sends some request to the authentication server. Authentication server checks in the database and it is available. Okay, and it is available. It provides ticket for accessing TGS. Ticket for accessing TGS. By using this ticket, I am accessing this TGS. Whenever I am requesting this TGS, the TGS sends. Now the TGS sends the ticket for remote TGS. This one is called remote. Actually, what TGS provides? TGS provides the ticket of the server, but we are in different network. So it is not possible to directly contact the server. Not possible to directly contact the server. This TGS sends the remote ticket of the TGS, that is the address of this network. Whenever client receives the remote TGS, that is the remote ticket, now sends the remote, that is client sends the ticket of remote TGS to this TGS. Obviously, the procedure is again same. This produces the ticket of the remote server. The ticket of the remote server. By using this, I am accessing the server, and server produces the response to the client. The entire procedure is same. Only the additional step is here TGS directly not contact the server. TGS sends the ticket of this TGS. Okay, this is the in between step. This is the Kerberos if the client and server are in different networks.